Welcome back. Well, Oklahoma teen Mallory Stites says she's grateful to be alive after falling from a 40-foot overpass in Crawford County. Our Lauren Motley caught up with her and one of the Good Samaritans who helped her that night to share her story.
Being able to do so many things without restrictions, a lot of people don't realize how valuable that is until it's all taken away from them in an instant.
December 28th was supposed to be like any other day for Mallory Stites.
I was just going to go DoorDash, and something I always did. It was routine. It was about 1 a.m. when I left here. I went to go get something to eat, and then I did my makeup in the car a little bit and then headed towards Fayetteville to start DoorDashing.
Until at 3:43 a.m.
911, where's your emergency?
After I came off of exit 12, I was driving for a little bit and there was an overpass, and then right in front of me at the last minute I seen a deer running out, and so I tried to get into the left lane to avoid hitting it. I turned my wheel too fast, and whenever I did that my car had spun into a circle and turned into the left guardrail.
And I got into an accident, the whole front of my car crashed. Okay, are you hurt? No, I'm completely fine, but I live in Sallisaw. I don't know what to do.
While she waited for help,
I was having to wave cars down with my flashlight, and a few went by. They were able to go past it.
We were heading home, heading up 49 towards Fayetteville, and then all of a sudden we were approaching this bridge, and I seen somebody on the side of the bridge, and I thought, that is so strange. Why would somebody at this hour of the day be on a bridge like this?
Janet Mack avoided Mallory's car and parked on the side of the road, near others who had stopped to help.
I'm talking with 911, walking back, and in the distance we could see something coming towards the bridge. And the closer we got to the bridge, we realized it was a semi-truck, and her car didn't have any lights on it.
He started getting closer and closer, and I didn't know where else to go, and my car was in the middle of the lanes. So that didn't leave very much room for the semi to go around.
As the semi drew closer, Mallory attempted to protect herself.
I tried to climb over the overpass, not realizing how far up I was. I was just trying to climb over and hang on the other side of it.
The truck came to a stop and went around it, and I thought, that's kind of strange, that light's not on the bridge that was on earlier.
I let go and I went falling down, and I fell about 40 feet down.
Are you still there? State police is on the line.
We're screaming, hey, is anybody there, anybody there? And just did that for a while, and we didn't know if anybody was still in the car or what was going on at that point. And then we heard her voice coming from down below.
Do you need EMS? Please help me. I don't know what happened. I'm so confused right now. Just relax.
I just remember fading in and out of consciousness really badly and having a whole bunch of crazy dreams. I ended up, making it. Thanks to Janet, I remember just her being there, and every time I would come in and out of consciousness, that's who would be talking to me and who I remember being there.
She had 911 on the phone, so she handed me the phone and I started talking to the 911 operator.
Is anybody hurt? She appears that we need to have somebody check her out. Okay. We're down underneath the bridge.
Janet did say that she found me only about like a foot away from the road, 1 or 2 feet away.
Before long, police arrived on scene, and Janet stayed with Mallory.
The officer told me, he goes, well, you can go ahead and go after you got my information. I said, nah, I told her I'd stay until she left the scene, so I want to stay, make sure that she's all right.
Mallory was sent to a hospital in Springfield, Missouri to treat her injuries.
I broke my pelvis, I broke a lot of stuff in my back, a rib, and my sternum. But they did say that I should be able to completely walk again with time. I'll just have to be in the wheelchair for a few months.
Since that night, Janet had been trying to find a way to see her again, and Mallory had been trying to find her. Until finally.
How are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
You don't look okay, but...
Well, I'm happy to be alive.
Yes, ma'am.
The two reunited, seeing each other again on Mallory's first day back home from the hospital.
It's awesome to see her sitting upright in a chair and not being laying down. And, I had planned on that at some point this week I was going to drive up to Springfield. That's a little distance to go up there, but I would have done that if I needed to, because I wanted to make sure she was okay.
And even though Mallory has a long recovery ahead,
I'm still trying to live my life. I don't want to live my life in fear. I don't want to be scared of doing stuff and just staying at home all the time. And I think that with time that I'll be able to be the same person I was again.
Janet says she plans to keep in contact with Mallory and hopes others are willing to step in like she did that night.
I'm not an angel, I'm not a hero by any means of any of it. I would hope that there'd be more people that would be willing to stop at an accident and assist. You might not be able to do much for them, but if you can go and assist in any form or fashion, to do that.
And that was our Lauren Motley reporting for us tonight. Melora says she's already able to stand and looks forward to getting back to normal after her recovery.